Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to do velocity banking. And the title of the video is Velocity Banking Monday Mastery. Why is it called Monday Mastery? Because today's Monday, and it's just another excuse to do velocity banking. Kind of like how Taco Tuesday is an excuse to eat tacos, and they're delicious, right? So for today's video, I actually thought maybe we just start off really simple, right? So I know there are people out there who have like 15 debts, and you've emailed me your situation. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, and you make a lot more money than I do. You know what I'm saying? And then there are people out there who have like one credit card debt, and that it could seem like an overwhelming burden. I've been there too, right? So what I did is I just put in a YouTube paying off 10K of credit card debt, and these are kind of popular. I see two popular videos here, paying off 10 credit card debt in 6 months, 10K, 10K in 3 months. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a simple situation, a little bit more than 10K, but this could be a significant amount of money for someone who's has one credit card debt and then maybe is not making as much as we'd like to make, right? Luckily, this is a situation that I think I experienced a while back. I don't know the exact numbers where I made decent income and I had a lot of debt, but I had reduced expenses because I shared a room, and you don't have to pay things like property taxes and all that, and so your reduces or expenses are reduced. But let's just assume that we make 4 grand, we have about 2 grand expenses, and our savings is about 1480 a month, which is not bad, right? So what we're going to do is just use Velocity Banking to pay off $32,000 of debt. And again, this is probably one of the most simplest situations I've done in a while where we just have one debt because in almost every other video I've done like 3 to 5 or even 10 debts, right? Or as much as 14. I think 14 was like the highest number of debts that I did, and I did it in a live stream. Okay, so two requirements to doing velocity banking. It's always the same in every single video. Number one is the budget, right? So I've done that here for you. And you always want to do an expense breakdown. So we only have one debt, right? And so our goal is just to pay off this one debt. Velocity banking is a debt payoff strategy. It's not an income generation strategy. So if you want to generate more income, get a side hustle. I don't know if you should do Uber, DoorDash or something. Make more money. Start a company, start a business, switch jobs. That's the easiest way to make more income as a W-2 earner, right? So you want to switch jobs, but focus on two things: making more money and paying off debt. And as you make more money, you want to make smarter decisions if you decide to get debt, right? But we have our budget now. Our second step to doing velocity banking is having our main operating account as the credit card, right? So most people they use their checking account as their main operating account. If for us, we're going to use our line of credit, and you might ask, what is a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you can borrow money, pay it back, and use it over and over again. So if you look at credit card, this credit card right here, isn't that a line of credit? Yes. Now, what we're going to do, okay, is we're going to assume the same income, although you should definitely make more income, and we're going to put our savings to zero, right? So very simple situation. And let's take a look here, right? So when we make this our main operating account, guess what? This goes to zero. And you'll see what I mean by that, okay? So let's just put the credit card information right here as our main operating account. So 30% interest. We'll say it's a $35,000 limit, month zero, okay? And then we'll put 32 grand, 32,000, okay? And then what we're going to do is so here's the strategy of velocity banking. Here's the basic strategy. You put your entire paycheck into this line of credit and then take your expenses out of it and then rinse and repeat. Okay. But here's the cool thing of putting your entire paycheck in it. Your expenses for that credit card payment essentially goes to zero, right? Because you do two things. You set aside a minimum monthly payment and you minimize the interest. Okay. And what's our cash flow now? It's 2,600. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some calculations for the next month's balance and um, so we're going to add the balance and the interest and subtract the cash flow. All right. So it's 2,600. Okay. So K2 plus 1. Now let's just assume for month 0, this already includes the interest. It'll make life a little bit easier because I don't know. Usually the interest is calculated by the average daily balance, right? And so what we can do from here is just use a simple formula to estimate what the interest would be. So it's be the 30% interest rate and then divide by 12. Okay. And all you got to do is copy paste, right? So copy and paste until you see that red number, which means it's completely paid off. So at 15 months, okay? So at 15 months, we paid off our credit card. We got to put a milestone for that, right? So usually I in every video I put up like, "Oh, we paid off these two debts. This is our milestone." This one's going to be really simple, right? So 15 months, 32K of debt, okay? And now again, so if we had more debts, then we just keep going, but we only have 32,000. Now let's take a look at this YouTube video, right? So $10,000 in 6 months. If we multiply that by 30 or by 3, that'll be $30,000 of debt, and it would take like 18 months, right? And we did it a little bit faster, 15 months. Again, everything depends on your income, your cash flow, but the strategy is always the same. You know, you put your paycheck into the line of credit, take it out, and then use it over and over again. Now, some of you might be saying like, "Hey, can you actually pay the rent with the credit card?" I will say it depends because there are certain credit cards out there where you can that are specialized to pay rent, like the Built Mastercard. I don't know if you ever saw that, but you might be able to pay whoever you're renting from with the Built Mastercard. I'm not sure if you could do it with the room share. Let's just assume that we can, or maybe you'll buy your head no, the landlord lunch or something with $600. I don't know, but let's just assume that you can. But there are credit cards out there that specialize in paying rent with the credit card. Okay. All right. So now let's just assume, or not assume. Let's just see how much interest we had to pay. I mean, take a look at that first month. $700 of interest. That's a spicy meatball. So this is why you want to not carry a balance, a huge balance on a 30K credit card. And I mean, think about this. Like, I think in the lending world, especially with loans, 9% is like considered subprime rate for like a mortgage, right? So if you have a 30% credit card and you just carry a balance there, you're just giving away hundreds of dollars to the bank. But here we have $6,000. Okay, so not bad, 6,000, and so 6K of interest, and that's pretty much it for just one credit card, right? So that's what velocity banking is in a nutshell. I think this is like the easiest situation I've done in a while, because most other situations I've done like 15 or like 3 to 5 debts, and then the most I've ever done I think was like 14 debts. But if you just have one credit card, hey, if you want to just understand the strategy, just start off with one debt, right? Just start off with one debt, and then you could see how to easily pay it off without really changing your lifestyle. Now, the thing is that, um, it's dependent on your personal situation. So I don't know if there are too many people out there with just one credit card debt. I know I was in this situation, so I didn't really have any loans, but I just had one huge credit card debt, and I was able to pay it off um, easily after learning the strategy. And then, eventually my financial situation got more complicated, and then I felt more comfortable teaching velocity banking after I paid off $58,000 of my mortgage in a year. So that's an insane accomplishment, because you take a look here, 10K in 6 months, but you don't see any 58K in a mortgage in 12 months, right? All right. So yeah, that's it for today. Happy Monday, and I'll crank out a few more videos tomorrow, but I think I'll take the break for the rest of the day. Also, plug for the group. If you're interested in joining our group, go ahead and click the Google form link below, and we'll get on a one-on-one Zoom call. What we do is we share education for financial education and financial literacy and real estate investing education. I think I said the word education like 3 times there, but good times. Okay. All right. Well, have a great day, everybody, and we will speak next time.